I think one of the beautiful things about the automotive market that is not true about other markets is a real commitment to getting a problem solved. Like Vinny was really clear and he was really right about all the value and information that exists in conversations, but also the entrepreneurial spirit that said, we're going to try, we're going to roll this dice. We don't need to have the business case yet because we know it's a real problem. So let's solve the problem and see what business cases come from it. And that kind of entrepreneurship and research and guts is something you find in our customer set,
Mm.
which I love.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great point.
And
Well, so tell me a little bit about like your approach, like Strolid's approach around, that real-time conversion and how it's really that the difference and maybe kind of where you're headed on that in comparison to a conventional method.
Yeah, I want to just, I apologize. I had myself on mute. I was trying to say something, but I mean, if you look at, I mentioned earlier, the BDC is in a call center, although people call it that, right? Salesforce is a CRM company, yet Salesforce didn't invent the CRM. But they had to build a system around Salesforce, right? That's their name, to drive sales, to drive revenue. And so BDCs were put in place to drive revenue and to help touch customers and all this different. Over the years, the tech has evolved, and to Thomas's point, one of the greatest things about car dealers they are true entrepreneurs and they run their own business and so forth. So they had to tackle all of these new, technologies that came out. And what I saw was a lot of work that the technology caused to try to get an outcome. And, frankly, it's been frustrating over the years up until now because all of that technology created other jobs and other positions and other work, but yet the results weren't always better. And it's like, what the heck are we doing? So we always looked at the data and we try to educate our dealers on, this lead source isn't converting. And the only way we can look them in the eye and tell them, hey, this information is accurate is if I and my team, and I have a solid team, we follow a consistent process so we can actually know that. And by the way, we follow a consistent process, yet we still, because we're humans, we make mistakes. But we make far less mistakes because of the processes that we have in place and that we follow. So I could always count on that data to understand and make decisions. What I was always after is, what don't I know? What can't I understand? And how do I figure out how to do that? So if you go back, 8 years ago, we'll be 10 years in business in March, right? But if you go back 8 years ago, some of this was in my head. It was in my head because it was a problem that I couldn't solve for. And Thomas knows this better than anybody, but when someone tells me it can't be done, I pick up the phone and call Thomas, because I have people around me that say, oh, well, we can't do this because of eLead, or we can't do this because of InSolutions, or we can't do this because of Dealer Socket, or we can't do this because of our phone system, Ring Plan. And I'm like, yeah, we can do it if we have somebody that agrees that it's a big enough problem with me and can understand the problem to the point where we can find a solution to it. And that's what makes you an entrepreneur. And that's what I enjoy most about being part of Strolid, is we're not having somebody tell us what a problem is or their feelings or opinions. We're looking at data and we're talking to our people and we're seeing the problems every day. And now we have the perfect sandbox to go in and fix these problems and actually make it easier for our people and take the technology somewhat out of the way so they can do their job, which is talk to a customer.